Hello, and welcome to the Profit by Design podcast. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist at Tap the Potential, and I'm also the author of the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the 4-Week Vacation. And at Tap the Potential, we are all about helping entrepreneurs like you take your life back from your business. Here on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies every week to support you in designing your business so that it's sustainably profitable, that it gives you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And today I'm coming to you very excited because we are approaching 100,000 downloads here on the Profit by Design podcast. That is a huge milestone as a podcaster. And when I started out podcasting, it's years ago now, I went to a podcast movement, and it's a convention for podcasters. And one of the things that was just drilled into my head over and over as I sat in one presentation after another is the importance and the power of consistency, just showing up every week and making an episode. And I can tell you that over the years, that was my commitment when I started this podcast. Number one, it was going to be useful and valuable. And number two, it was going to drop every week with consistency. And I'm here to tell you, I have maintained that. There have been times I've had to record on a Saturday or at some crazy time, just as I'm heading out of town, and we need to make sure there was an episode to go the following week. And in the ideal world, every podcaster will tell you they want to have 4 to 6 or 8 weeks of episodes banked. That hardly ever happens. And I think that's actually served us well. So we're still, even though we're this far in, we're on episode 230 something now. We still don't have that bank. I've had that bank of episodes in the past, but we've not always been able to maintain it. And one of the reasons I think that's okay is because it really means that when I'm coming in here and I'm recording every week, I am bringing you what's relevant, what I've been in conversations this week about with business owners. And that's how I know the content that I'm bringing to you is really going to hit home for you. So yes, I have a goal in the future to have some episodes in the bank, but I'm not there yet. And I'm okay with that because I like bringing you what really matters. So in today's episode, I'm going to bring you a discussion around how to get started with key performance indicators, because this is a question that comes up all the time with our clients in the Better Business, Better Life program. So I know this is going to matter to you. Before I go there, though, I want to ask for your help as we celebrate approaching 100,000 downloads on the Profit by Design podcast. You, our listeners, have been a critical part of helping us reach this big milestone because you continue to listen. And I know many of you have told me that you stumble on the episodes and then you become a serial listener and you go all the way back to episode 1 and you start listening from the beginning. So we really appreciate you for doing that. Also, ever since we started the podcast, we've made one simple request, and that is that if you found value in the episode, share it with a friend. And so many of you have done that, and we so appreciate that here at Tap the Potential. So we want to be a gift from our gifts. We want to thank you. And one of our big immutable laws at Tap the Potential is we're a gift from our gifts. And as a way of saying thank you to our listeners who are helping us reach the significant milestone of 100,000 downloads, we're going to gift you in a few weeks with our updated, brand new Tap the Potential Annual Strategic Planner. This is what we use in our Better Business, Better Life program to support our clients who are committed to staying focused on their $10,000 an hour activities, taking those small steps forward from day to day and week to week that they're taking in a consistent direction that are leading to big change over time. The Tap the Potential Planner is our tool that we've created to support our clients in doing that. This came about, this is innovation. So, the Tap the Potential solution is all about step 3 is innovation. So when you niche down with your clearly defined sweet spot, the next thing you need to do is innovate. And I'm always telling you all, innovation doesn't have to be hard. This can be incremental. And oftentimes our innovation comes about because of circumstances, challenges that are in front of us. And I'll tell you that in September, we learned that we would no longer be able to offer the pumpkin planner to our clients. The pumpkin planner was no longer going to be able to be produced. That had to do with COVID and printing costs and the actual costs of producing the planner. So we wouldn't be able to provide it to our clients. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is something, this is not good, because we have some clients who really use it. And we've put a lot of effort into creating support materials around the planner. And so I went to our team and asked, what do you want to do? We went to clients and we talked to them about the planner and how they use it and what impact it would have if they didn't have one. And then we started thinking about, well, you know what, we might have to design our own. And Melissa Swire on our team was just over the top enthusiastic about that. And so she got into more and more conversations with our clients about what they liked about the pumpkin planner, how it didn't align with everything we did at Tap the Potential. It supported a lot of it, but we needed to tweak it and make it better. And then she got ideas from people who were using other planners, what they liked about those planners. And guess what? She's compiled all of those into our Tap the Potential annual strategic planner. So this is innovation happening right before your eyes, and we're doing it to serve our top clients at Tap the Potential. So this is that we're walking our talk. We're doing the very same thing we tell you to do, and that is to know who your top clients are, find out their needs and wants, and go create something that solves a problem for them. The biggest problem we are solving for you and for our top clients at Tap the Potential is the problem of time to get it all done. And how do you stay focused on your $10,000 an hour activities when you have so many things competing for your attention? That's what we're solving here with our Tap the Potential annual strategic planner. And that wasn't, we weren't done innovating, because we rolled it out. We shared it with our clients at the beginning of the year. And then we asked them to use it. We said, don't print out the entire planner. This is a PDF download. We said, don't print out the entire planner. Print out the first month. Please use it for a month and then tell us all the things, all your experiences using it. What do you not like about it? What do you wish it had in there that is not in there? And how could we make this better? So Melissa is gathering all of that feedback, and she's going to update our new planner with all of that good feedback in there after our clients using the planner for a month. And that's what we're going to share with you here, our listeners, on the Profit by Design podcast. We're going to bring you that gift because we so appreciate you and how you've shown up and really supported the podcast over the years. So in the coming weeks, I will be announcing the link for you to download the Tap the Potential annual strategic planner. And in the meantime, help us get our downloads. Share the episodes with a friend. If you really find value in a particular episode, please share it in your social media. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, that helps boost our downloads, because you'll get a notification and you'll know when the next episode is. The other thing you can do is leave a review on whatever platform you're listening to us on, because the reviews help us get discovered by others. And in recent weeks and months, we have had people tell us they found us through Google searching for business podcasts. And that means your reviews are helping us get more visibility and show up in those searches. So thank you so much if you've left us a review. And if you haven't reviewed the episode or the podcast, please take a few minutes and leave us a review. It means a lot. I thoroughly enjoy getting to bring you these episodes from week to week. And at Tap the Potential, we put significant effort into the delivery of the Profit by Design podcast. If you're not a podcaster, you'll probably have no understanding of everything that goes on in the background to produce a podcast, but it involves multiple team members. We have a separate production team that we've contracted with ever since the beginning of the podcast. And there's just lots of things going on behind the scenes. It's not like I just show up and speak for 20 to 50 minutes every week. There's a lot behind it. So we do that. We know it. We're adding value for you, and we appreciate you for listening. We appreciate you for sharing this and helping us to reach more entrepreneurs. So in a few weeks, our gift to you is going to be the Tap the Potential annual strategic planner. So stay tuned for that. So with that, let's really dig in now and talk about how to get started with key performance indicators, KPIs. When I was a business owner and I'd been in business for about 5 years, I told my coach that I really feel like I don't have any way beyond just looking at my profit and loss statement of knowing what's going on in the business and tracking things. And I said, I hear that business owners have like dashboards, and I want a dashboard because it sounds really sexy and cool. Like I could just put this thing up on my screen and I could know how the business is doing. And he said, okay, I'm going to share some things with you and I'll show you a few things. And he shared a spreadsheet with me, and he had me start just tracking my gross profit margin and net profit and what in cost of goods sold, marketing percentage off of revenue and things like that. And I thought, okay, this is really helpful. And then I went to him and I just gathered the data for the last few months and I put that all in there. And I said, this is really helpful, but what is this supposed to tell me? Like I didn't understand what was going on here. And he said, just trust me, keep adding your data. You'll start to see the trends. You just need to do this over time. And when I look back on that, he was absolutely right. And what was key about this is that my numbers started to tell a story. And as I had more and more months of data, I was able to see we had seasonality in the business. I was able to see, oh my gosh, we spent a lot of money on marketing the last 2 months. That's going to impact our profitability. And we need to ratchet that. We need to pull back on that. So I started using the data to understand what was going on in the business. But what I came to realize is that data was historical data. It wasn't predictive. It wasn't telling me what's coming. And then I got on a search for what are predictive key performance indicators, and because I want to know what's coming and I want to prevent those things. So what I want to share with you today is over 17, 18 years now being in business, the easiest way I've found to get started with key performance indicators. And then in next week's episode, I'm going to take you into advancing with key performance indicators. So today is just about how to get started. And I think the easiest place to get started as a small business owner with your key performance indicators is to look at the biggest challenge that's in front of you right now and create some key performance indicators around it. And rather than overcomplicating it, and I feel like most of us overcomplicate when we want to create a dashboard and get our key performance indicators. We want to have a performance indicator for everything in the business, or like at least 10 key performance indicators. That is too complicated, and you're going to overwhelm yourself with data and you won't be able to keep up with it from week to week and use it for decision making. So just like everything else we do at Tap the Potential, when it comes to putting systems in place, we start with the training wheels first. Let's make it super simple and something that you can use and that doesn't scare you to look at it every week and get overwhelmed. And it's something that you could do in 5 or 10 minutes a week. Okay. So I want you to figure out right now, what is the biggest challenge you're trying to solve in your business, and create a few key performance indicators around it. And all you need is a spreadsheet. So you just get a blank spreadsheet on your screen. And what you're going to do is at the very top row, you're going to put your dates across the top. So you're going to track this weekly. Some key performance indicators can be tracked monthly, but for the ones that are really predictive, that are going to let you know what's coming, you want to track them weekly. And so we do this every Tuesday. We gather our key performance indicators and they go into a spreadsheet. And we have different people on our leadership team assigned to pull in the data for the different key performance indicators. Right now, you're going to start simple. You're not going to ask anybody else to put the data in. You're going to put the data in. That's how you're going to learn this, because you're going to be in the system using it, and you're going to have a really strong native understanding of how this works over time. So we also do this on Tuesdays, and we pick Tuesday as our day so that no one has to scramble on Monday, like coming into the office Monday morning. Oh no, I need to go find my key performance indicators. Because in small business on Monday morning, there's lots of other things that you're usually dealing with besides looking for key performance indicators. So we find Tuesday is a better day for looking at our key performance indicators. And so just across the top, you're going to put your dates, and you always want your most current, most recent date right in front of you when you open up your spreadsheet, and you want your dates to trail, your historical dates to trail behind that. So for example, let's say this Tuesday is February 28th, and you're going to show that's going to be column column B on your spreadsheet. Column C is going to be Tuesday, February 21st. Column D will be Tuesday, February 14th. So you're trailing backwards. That's going to allow you to see your data over time with the most current data right there in front of you as soon as you open the spreadsheet. Okay. And then column A is going to be your list of key performance indicators. And you don't have to have a lot of them. Let's just start really small and keep it simple. And like I said, pick the most current challenge that you have in front of you. So let's say your challenge is lack of sales. You don't have as many sales coming in as you would like, and you can't figure out what's happened. You just know that you have this, you can tell the revenue has dropped, something's changing, and you can't quite pinpoint what's causing the problem with sales. So what data would help you figure that out? Well, number one, maybe you want to track the number of qualified leads coming in. So that's one of your key performance indicators that you put in. And then the number of consultations that you have. And below that, you would put the number closed, and then you could track your conversion ratio. So you could look at how many consultations were had, how many of those closed, and then that will allow you to calculate automatically. Your spreadsheet can do it for you with a formula, how many sales you closed. And if you just track that over time, you'll start to see things. And even just going through the exercise of saying, well, if my sales are not where I want them to be, what data do I need to know what's going on? You may have this realization that you have no system for tracking how leads come in. So leave that cell blank. Just put number of qualified leads coming in column A. And then if you don't have the data for that week, leave it blank, because you know what? You got to go figure out how you're going to start tracking that. That's the next thing that you need to do, is develop a system so that it's easy to track the qualified leads coming in. Or maybe you realize you have no system for qualifying leads. And then you realize, okay, I don't know how to qualify my leads because I don't really know what makes a qualified lead for us. This is why we use the Tap the Potential solution, because step 2 is to niche down with your clearly defined sweet spot. When you have that clearly defined sweet spot, you know what makes a qualified lead. So at Tap the Potential, one of our criteria for qualifying a lead is, are they someone who has invested in coaching and training and development previously? Do they typically go through these kinds of programs? So are they a learner? Are they somebody who wants to learn and grow? So that's one of our pillars of qualification. We have 6 pillars of qualification. We are able to do that because we know who benefits most from our services and who is giving us the highest ratings and who keeps purchasing from us at Tap the Potential. And so if you realize, wow, I have no system for qualifying my leads coming in, I don't even know who my ideal clients are to start creating pillars of qualification, then that takes you all the way back to, I've realized I need to figure out who my sweet spot is. So you can leave that cell blank, because now you need to just narrow in on the sweet spot of the business. So just even going through this exercise of starting to identify what your key performance indicators will be around sales is showing you where you need to focus in your business and where you need to spend some time to sort things out. So it's okay on your key performance indicators to have some blank cells while you figure things out, because over time you'll start to fill in those cells. And that's really fun to see, because you'll see how you have started to systematize throughout your business as you're able to provide more and more data. And maybe you realize you have no system for tracking closed sales. So you need to get in there and create a system for doing that. Whatever awareness comes from this is valuable. It's your $10,000 an hour aha moment. And then you need to spend some time in the coming week figuring out your system so that you can get the data to fill that in. And once you start filling in data around your benchmarks, you will start to you just want to track this out maybe for a month. around your key performance indicators, and you want to track it out for a month so you can start to benchmark what is normal and typical, what's just on average going on. And then you want to set a goal to improve it. Don't set crazy goals. Don't say, oh my gosh, our sales have been down, so we need to increase them by 50% over the coming 2 or 3 months. That's not going to happen. If you set a modest goal and say, okay, we've figured out that number one, we had no way to qualify our leads. Now we have a system for qualifying our leads. And now we're tracking qualified leads coming in. And we see that we're only getting 4 qualified leads coming in a week. Okay. Well, if your conversion ratio is 10% and you have 4 qualified leads, now you're starting to see there's some problems here. Number one, we need more qualified leads, and we also need to work on improving our conversion ratio. So what I love about how this all comes together is the small steps forward taken in a consistent direction lead to big change over time. So if you make a few tweaks in improving how sales are converted, and you make a few tweaks like the 10% improvement on converting sales and 10% improvement on getting more leads coming in, now you have more leads and now you have better conversion ratio, and boom, you start to see more sales coming in. So it's not that you've perfected your conversion. It's not that you've perfected your qualified leads coming in. You've just made things incrementally better, and you made 2 things incrementally better, and they create something that is bigger. The sum is greater than the parts. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts is what I should say there. So that's the value of starting to track these key performance indicators, because they show you where to focus your attention in the business. And I will say that we support our clients through this in the Better Business, Better Life program, because it can feel really overwhelming as you're getting started with using key performance indicators. And every business is a little different. Every business has a different sweet spot, because that's what makes you unique. So you will have some key performance indicators that are totally unique to your business. And that's, as strategists, that's what we support our clients with, is really honing and refining your key performance indicator picture. And your key performance indicators need to be telling you a story over time. So we support our clients in figuring out, what is the story that your key performance indicators are telling you? What is the story you want your key performance indicators to be telling you? That's your vision, by the way. And how are you tracking on that story, and what problems are coming down the road? So that's the value of having these predictive key performance indicators, which in the next episode, I will get into what are some predictive key performance indicators. These sales indicators that I just shared with you are predictive of cash flow problems in the future. So if you have low sales, obviously you're going to have cash flow problems coming up very quickly. And these smaller performance indicators, like your number of qualified leads coming in, your number of consultations, number closed, will show you, we call those sub KPIs. And those will show you exactly what's causing the problem, so that you can get in there and work and fix it. And if you're tracking this every week, you will catch this. You will catch something that's going to contribute to a cash flow problem in 2, 3, 4 weeks using your KPIs. So I hope this has been helpful. If you want more support with this, I encourage you to book a call with us at tapthepotential.com and talk with a member of our success team, and let us share with you how the Tap the Potential solution and being a part of the Better Business, Better Life program could be very supportive of you and help you to achieve your goals that you're working on in 2023. So head on over to tapthepotential.com and book a call with us. We would love to support you in making your business sustainably profitable, so that you have more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Thank you so much